So let me get this straight, just so I could clarify it. You don't want to go back to Mexico. You're protesting to stay away from Mexico. But you're waving the Mexican flag and you're waving it with pride. You're waving it in the United States, the country you're trying to stay in, the country you don't want to leave. But yet you're waving the Mexican flag with pride. Okay. That seems normal to you? That seems logical? That's not stupid at all? None of that's stupid. All right. You guys are an embarrassment to the Mexican culture and to the United States culture. You guys are an embarrassment to everybody around you, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Do better.
All right, so let me explain what I believe is happening and why they want you in a civil war. So in the next couple weeks, these are being planned right now, very well funded, very well organized. At a city near you, we're going to have a riot. It's not just protests, full-on riots. And if you watch this video, what's happening? Why aren't the police doing anything? Why aren't they stopping and arresting these people? Well, most of these agencies where these riots are happening are liberal-led agencies. They are, in my belief, telling them to stand down. Why? Why are they dropping off bricks? Everywhere across America, they're dropping off these pallets of bricks. Why? Because they want to get violent and the police won't do anything. So then what? Patriots like you and I, it'll make us want to go in and fight. Don't do it. It is a trap. They're trying to suck us in so that all the patriots are going to go, and then we're going to marching right into their trap for the civil war that they want. So what's the answer as hell breaks loose and violence ensues throughout these cities? Are we going to go save their cities? They're already gone. So get a food storage, get right with God, get out of major cities when it starts getting bad. Do not fight with these people. That's exactly what they want. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. I promise you.
You might want to turn your volume down. I might yell a little bit. I've been sent video after video, tagged in hundreds of videos about the stupid tonteras that is happening in LA. All you hood, Chicanos, Latinos, Hispanos, Mexicanos, all you Viva la Raza, y'all are literally out here destroying property that don't belong to you. You're literally out here destroying your own barrios and communities. You're the weakest link of your entire bloodline and ancestor. As a matter of fact, your ancestors are looking at you ashamed as right now because this is something that they wouldn't even back up. They wouldn't stand for what you guys are doing there right now. At all. That's some real, because at the end of the day, y'all are arguing and protesting to not send back chomos. People that have done some foul to kids, that have women and children, that have murdered some people that some of y'all know. You're advocating for them to stay here. Your ancestors would straight look at you and tell you, te lo hocico, pendejo. Have you noticed that not one Democrat has come out and said, hey, stop. Don't destroy your own property. Don't destroy your own community. Have you noticed that? It's only President Trump. And what's even more ironic than all of this shit is the people you're advocating to not get deported, the ones that come from Venezuela, El Salvador, Cuba, Guatemala. They don't give a fuck about none of you American citizens, even if you're a Latino, Mexicano, Hispano. They don't give a fuck about you simply because you were born on U.S. soil, pendejos. Like, agarra la onda, some of y'all's hate-filled hearts and hate goggles are so thick you can't even see the wolf in the henhouse. And you're doing exactly what the white man that you can't stand, you're doing exactly what he wants you to. And that white man comes from the Democrat Party. Have you noticed we don't see any members of the black community out there protesting with you? The only ones in the white community you see are the white liberals. Why is that? Agarra la pinche onda, güeyes. I said what I said. Stupid asses.
So, not even paying attention to the other videos of the two Latin guys, right? Because they were speaking directly to their people and they made 100% sense, right? Well, matter of fact, let me just, go in between a few of them, right? First one basically stated that, hey, why are you protesting in a country that you want to stay in, but yet you're waving the flag of the country of which you ran away from? Again, it makes no sense. It makes zero sense. And I also have videos of some of these Mexican people here deciding to burn the United States flag and say that there is only one flag, which is their flag. That doesn't make any sense. If you love your home, if you love Mexico, you should be there. I love America, right? No matter love and hate relationship, I'm still here, right? I'm not running to Mexico. I'm not running to Africa. I'm not running to Europe, Australia. I'm not running to anywhere else. I'm dealing with home, right? That's how that's supposed to go. But they're not doing that. The other guy basically stated that you have a lot of these people that are advocating for some of the worst of their own community to stay there, knowing the fact that these people have committed crimes against some of their own who are here in the United States, against their own people back home, and also against families. But yet these people are advocating for a lot of these men to stay here, right? Again, it doesn't make any type of sense. Zero at all. On top of the fact of something that I spoke about a great deal on many a times before on this channel. The white guy simply stated that, hey, this is a ruse. This is a plan. This is a great deception by way of the government. Look at how it is that the political officials aren't calling for a cease and desist, that they're not telling people that, hey, stop doing this madness, stop, doing this, stop doing that. And the same thing that I pointed out to people back during the BLM protest, when these protests were going on with BLM, when they dealt with black people, what were they doing? Magically, you have fresh bricks, like they were just newly printed from some type of 3D brick printing machine, and they were just out there amongst the protesters when there was no construction going on, and nobody still to this day could explain why were there brand new fresh bricks directly out there. But yet here we are with this protest, and you have bricks being placed oddly. Like that's just random. Like, wouldn't you think that if you were doing construction, that the first thing to do, hey, let me get anything that people may be able to use as a weapon to break down other buildings, let's pull that out and put that in storage somewhere up until we're ready to actually use it. Nope, they left it all out there. Quite weird, quite odd. Nobody has any explanation. Nobody's trying to question it at all. Yet again, it seems highly suspicious, seems highly paid for. Seems as though that the government and many others out there, like I've stated before with the black protests, want certain things to transpire. Matter of fact, the white guy here just told you. It's like, hey, they have a lot of these things planned across the United States, bought and paid for. And this is what I've stated before when it dealt with the BLM protest, that you have a lot of agent provocateurs directly out there, agents of chaos that are sent there, that are placed there in order to make sure that things happen or go to plan. You also have police officers that are undercover that are there to make sure that things go to plan. You can go back and look at some previous news coverage, and the LAPD basically said that, hey, we're standing down. We're not doing nothing with nothing. But you also got to pay attention to who makes up the majority of the police force there in the LAPD. So you have a lot of their own that are standing down and allowing their own people, because they agree silently. They agree. They're allowing their people to act reckless and do whatever it is that they want to do. It's almost reminiscent of J6. It's almost reminiscent of J6. Very interesting. And now you got Gavin Newsom stating that he's going to bring up a lawsuit against the United States government or whatnot, or whatever, against Trump, whatever, because they decided to call in, the military. I'm like, that's a little bit weird, because y'all weren't handling the situation. Y'all weren't dealing with the whole thing. If you actually dealt with the situation how it needs to be dealt with, then guess what? Nothing would actually have to be done at all. You have made California, talking about Newsom, you've made California into currently what it is at this moment in time, which is crazy. You want to tout the whole thing of like, we're fast track, we're forward, 20 years in the future versus every other state. But look at what you're doing. Look at what you're allowing to happen. Like, it'd have been different if Newsom was saying that they're 20 years in the future where they've pretty much eradicated homelessness, because they've housed the homeless people. They have literally structures there for the homeless people. And not only that, but they're getting them the help, the rehabilitation that they actually need, so that they could be, great workers, a great additive, into the community and into the whole thing, which is the budget. That'd be great, because that would free up a lot of monies to go elsewhere. But yet that's not what they're trying to do. That's not what they're trying to do at all. On top of the fact that they're trying to make LA 2.0, because, I think, they're supposed to host the Olympics 2028 or something like that, something or other. But like I said, I went over a whole thing dealing with that as well too. It's just a whole sham. It's a whole bunch of nonsense. But it'd be like that. It'd be like that. And this is why I've also stated to a lot of Black Americans, you need to step back and stand down, because they're trying to enact, they're trying to have certain things happen, and they need Black people in order to be a catalyst. So this is why you have a lot of them online trying to goad people in the Black community in order to, help, quote unquote, march and protest, because it's not just going to be that. It's not just going to be that. It's going to be worse. As stated before, there's footage out there where an Australian reporter that was there on the scene, she was hit by either a beanbag or a rubber bullet, and that was on purpose by one of the LAPD cops for no reason. He literally turned, aimed at her direction, shot, and then turned to another direction. Crazy work, 100% crazy work. If you happen to catch it, I think I do have the footage of it. I may, play it at a certain point in time, live stream or whatnot or whatever. But yes, like I said, this whole thing is vastly crazy. But it'd be like that, and nobody understands up until they are meant to understand. But in between times, Black Americans, you need to stand down. Do not go directly into the situation. Mind your business. Find something else to sit up there and do. Play tiddlywinks, play some backgammon, some spades, Uno, Monopoly, whatever it is that some Jenga. I don't care what you got to do. Mind your business. Don't listen to nobody else out here telling you that this is your problem too, and you need to. No, you don't. No, you don't, because unless something happened to you, those same people, they're not going to be at your funeral. They're not paying for the funeral costs. They're not going to be checking in your family for the next 20 or 30 whatever years. They're not going to be taking care of your kids. They're not going to be paying for your medical expenses. They're not going to make sure that your kids are going to be on the right path and this, that, and the third. And they're not doing none of that. So like I said, it's great that people want you to help, but what are they going to do if something goes wrong? And the answer is nothing. They're not going to remember you. They're not going to uplift your name. They're not going to, carry your family's name forward, anything. They're not going to do nothing. So like I said, Black people need to remember that. If you ain't been getting respected for marching for people in the beginning, you ain't been getting respected from these people from speaking out on a lot of things, what do you think is going to happen the third time? The answer is the same thing. Same thing. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.